Okay, with keywords, Mike Bobo winning. Why do I not like Mike Bobo? Because it feels like you traded in a Ferrari and now you're driving a Ford Pinto that needs a good oil change. And you gotta worry about stuff like that. Get in the car and zip, and now you got it's a Ford Pinto. I don't want to take the freeway because it rocks and trembles when I go over 60. You know, it feels like you went down and took a D grade. Yeah, and I'm not meaning that in a personal way. Offense was never smooth with Mike Bobo. It was always difficult. Everything about Georgia's teams were wobbly and difficult, and you never could count on anything. You hoped Aaron Murray would pull it out, and sometimes it did. You hoped Jarvis Jones would make a tackle and make a big play, but you couldn't count on anything. And it's been nice to get in that Ferrari and tool around and go wherever you want. It's been nice, and I hope everybody's aware of what they just did.
Promoted Mike Bobo to offensive coordinator.
He necessarily disassembled the Ferrari. There's a lot of evidence that could make you wonder about that. We could actually talk about that. I'm more worried about the character of the man. The trouble seems to go where Bobo goes. Just a coincidence? Maybe that's over. He was a troubled youngster. In his early youth, it was not uncommon to hear stories firsthand. Bobo's little group would go into the bars and pick fights and gang up and then mercilessly just beat people up, tragically in some cases, and the other guy gets arrested. I'm not sure that Mike Bobo's a nice guy, and I'm not saying you gotta be a nice guy to be an offensive coordinator. There's a lot of things about Mike Bobo that ain't nice. And the mystical powers of the Emerald Stone told me that I needed to contact the Round Table. Gentlemen, I certainly appreciate you gathering in the spirit of the Round Table. Representing the truth above all. Gather and sit. Before I tell you the problem, let me refresh all of you upon the situation. Georgia's prospects had prospered and flourished immensely. More so than ever in their history. And had achieved some astounding success. But the only thing separating them from failure was a good, efficient offense. One that could be counted on and depended on. And now, that has been put into the hands of questionable ones. So I ask for your guidance in the matter. The Round Table is now in session. Who are you and what is your problem? Well, I'm a Georgia fan. Long time one. They hired Mike Bobo as the offensive coordinator, and I wanted to find the truth of the matter, a good thing or a bad thing for my team. The Georgia Bulldogs? Huh. So how exactly does this round table work? Well, the round table provides 3 voices.
One who is opposed to your view.
And one that supports you. And another who is decidedly neutral. I guess I'll take it to the round table.
It's too late, you've already convened us now, there's no turning back.
And so, in our infinite wisdom, we shall discuss the matter. What is your primary concern? My primary concern is that they may go back to bad offensive habits, which have cost them many things in the past. So I want to review the year 2019. That was a critical point. Something happened in 2019. You see, Kirby Smart came along. He had a team that played for a national title. Lost in overtime. A memorable season. Fantastic season. Georgia fans were ecstatic. 2018 run and lost again in overtime. And so it became a habit to lose to Alabama and miss the mark. But they were coming so close. 2019 was, on paper, not much different. But it was a very different season from the previous 2. And we will talk about what happened mostly at the end of this season. But this season,
Kirby Smart.
and we will talk about some of the things about this 2019 season. Dan Lanning was the defensive coordinator. They ran a pro-style offense. James Coley was the offensive coordinator. And Kirby Smart, the head coach. Their record, 12-2, 7-1 in the SEC, won the East. Year they lost to South Carolina in an embarrassing display of football. So we threw away a football game we should have won, which took us out of the playoff picture, you would think. However, they did win the division, and when it came time to play LSU, that was the true story of the 2019 season. Georgia did not have anything close to any chance of winning that game. Why? Because their offense was old man football. Alright, so this video was supposed to be about Mike Bobo and all that hoopla. But the issue isn't really Mike Bobo. The issue is, does Mike Bobo represent old man football? Georgia's nemesis. The one thing that's kept them from being champions. It was true, to an extent. Georgia loves to play old man football. But after 2019, as we said, something happened, and they stopped playing old man football and started playing the leading edge type of football that's required to win championships. And so the question truly has to be, is Mike Bobo a step away from that conviction to change to the modern offense? Now that's very critical because 2019, I'll do a separate video about that season because it's so important. You're not going to win titles if that's the kind of offense you're going to represent. If it's anything even close to that, you can kiss the titles goodbye. And so thank you, Roundtable, for hearing my story. And this is more involved than we thought it would be. And so the Roundtable has tabled the discussion for another video as to Mike Bobo being good or bad for Georgia. We'll probably have to watch him coach again. And that, well, we'll see.